Hey everybody. One thing that was on my mind recently was my relationship with money. Wow, it's so difficult. And I'm sure many of you share some of the same challenges. And for those of you that don't, and you've got your whole money area all cleaned up, all great, and have planned really well for retirement, and you've got a big amount of savings and no debt, that's awesome. That is what I aspire to be. But I continually find myself not getting there. And it's so interesting. I mean, I think about my parents and how great they are with money, and they were always fiscally responsible, and that's what they showed me. But yet, growing up, I was an only child, and so they gave me everything. I'm so grateful. I'm grateful for all that they did for me and that they gave me. But then as I got older and I started making my own money, my own salary, I continued to spend money, right? They spent money on me and I started to spend money on myself. And I don't mean that like in a crazy way, like I was just blowing my paycheck each month. But as I've gotten older and made more and more money, I guess it's sort of like, you see something you want and it's not crazy. Like I'm not talking about, hey, like I saw a Corvette, I want the Corvette, I'm going to buy it. Or I saw this hugely like expensive piece of clothing, I'm going to buy it. I just mean like you don't necessarily like totally budget for stuff. Trying to think of an example, but maybe like a new computer, let's say. A new computer comes out and you're like, oh, I really need that new computer. Mine's getting really slow. I'm going to get that new computer. It's got all the bells and whistles. It's going to do everything I need to do even better, faster, all those things. And not taking that step back to say, you know what? Let me wait on this because my computer I'm using now, it's not that bad. And if I use it for 12 more months, then I can save up maybe the cash for the new computer so that I don't buy the new computer on one of those Best Buy plans where it's like, 0% interest for 12 months. Because those get me. If you feel me, you feel me. Because it's like, oh, okay, I'm going to get this computer now. I'm going to buy it. I'm not going to pay interest for 12 months. Great. But then you notice those things keep racking up and you've got several of those items that no interest, right? Sounds great. But then you're paying that out of your paycheck each month. And as that continues to increase, then you have less dispensable income for other things. And well, it's just a slippery slope. And I feel like the credit card companies or the credit companies, they're like preying on us nowadays because the other big thing is that like Affirm, I think that's the brand, and there's another brand, but it's like that you pay, like you get to the cart and they're like, oh, if you want to pay this over more time, here are your options. And again, there's like a 0% interest one and you paid over 8 weeks, and then there's one where you can pay interest, and there's like all these choices and you're looking at this going, I don't know, maybe I can get this now. Maybe this can happen. For those of you that feel me, you understand this turmoil. And so I say to myself, I like made a little sign, like you do not need anything new. You do not need to buy anything new. You have everything you need. Don't spend money on stupid things. Don't spend money on small things. Like pay attention to your money. If there's something you want, wait 30 days. If you still want it, then just think about it. And I have a little index card hanging above my computer that says that, and I try to look at it, and I just haven't been doing a great job. Not a great job. Like I'm getting ready for spring. I'm thinking like I've lost some weight, and I'm like, I do technically need some new clothes because my clothes are too big. It's a nice problem to have, but then it's like, oh, I want this and I want this. And I start seeing all these clothes. I'm like, oh, I have to have a pair of these or a pair of this. And my taste in clothes, it's not like designer brand, but I like good clothes. I like American made clothes. I like clothes that are going to last. I like quality clothes that are going to last. I'm not like a H&M, Target clothes shopper. And if you are, there's nothing wrong with that. This is just my personal approach. So the point is that they're not like cheap, they're They're not throwaway clothes. Like, it's an investment. And I'm just like, oh, I need this, I need that. Like, I just need to stop. I really do want to get to a place where I have a nice amount of savings and I don't have to think about money. Like, I always dream of getting to that place where I don't need to think about money. Money is not something that has power over me. And I've read multiple books. I try to, on, again, I've talked about it before, like minimalist living, you don't need stuff. The whole idea of just spending less, going on a spending diet, getting, debt free, just getting to the place where you do have that feeling where money does not have a hold of you. And I think what happened as I got older and I started making more money and I had 3 kids and, you start realizing like life, it's like chasing your someday, right? Like life goes by so quickly. So then you think to yourself, like, I need to do this thing because if I don't, maybe it'll be too late. So one of those things was my family got a trailer. So 2 years ago now, we decided to buy an RV. We had never gone RVing, but we're like, we think this is a great way for us to get out, go on vacation, because we really didn't have much money to go on big vacations or do anything, especially with like a family of 5. So we thought, okay, we'll get this trailer, but then we needed a truck to pull the trailer. And I tell this story because this is a great example of how these expenses rack up, right? So you can only imagine a truck is expensive, a trailer is expensive, and this is on top of everything else. You think about your monthly payments. And then we ended up getting a seasonal campsite near our home because we couldn't get the trailer into our driveway, which we knew was going to be the case, but then realized quickly that campground, you really needed a golf cart to get around because there are so many hills. So then you get a golf cart. And so this story is just like all the compounded expenses of, hey, we're going to start camping. Boy, there's so many expenses there. Like even just the gear and the stuff for the camper and camping. So that's like another expense in my life. And so you talk about these expenses and I call that's debt, right? Like my car payment, my trailer. I don't own those things outright. Those are monthly payments. The golf cart is financed, like all this stuff, right? It's debt that I have in my life. It is control over me. It is, hey, I've got to keep working and really need to get this paycheck and worry about keeping my job and all those things because I need to pay all these bills. And that feeling sucks. Or just that going to bed at night, like my kids, the camp bill's coming and they love going to camp, like paying for that. That's a huge expense. And I need to pay for that because the reality is I'm working full time to make the money to pay for all this stuff and can't take that time off in the summer, nor could I really do that from my job. My kids, like, it's a whole summer. I'm not a teacher or anything. Like, they need someplace to go. They need to do something fun. Like, that's a huge expense. Whoever tells you kids are not expensive, they are. Maybe again, it's my choices and maybe we could do things differently, but, I feel like the expenses rack up. So, wow, I've said a lot here. And I think just to try to like get back to my frame of thought and where I was coming from is just this idea of money controlling us and just causing turmoil and being an issue. And I want to be better with money. I really want to get control over my budget, over my spending. I want to get that control back so that I can feel like I am on top of all of my financial stuff. And I think about what that would feel like. I think, wow, like that would feel so freeing, so invigorating. I'd feel so much lighter. That'd be awesome. And I can do it. I've gotten, it was about 2 years ago. I forget the name of it. I don't know if it's called debtfree.com, debt something. It's like $25 a year. And it's this web-based program that you can also get app for your phone. And it's just like a yearly payment. It's not like a subscription every month. And I put all of my bills in there and it can show you like, okay, like here's what you're paying. And you can see when you're actually going to be completely out of debt. You can do like different approaches like the snowball effect versus just all the different approaches. You could see all the numbers, see all the payments, how they line up. So I did get that, and it was a good visual. It got me to a better place than where I was, but still, it's just still not doing it. And I religiously do put my bills in there every month, my payments, like so that I can see it. But I'm still spending money. And what I need to do is to stop spending money. Stop spending money. Stop thinking I need things. And that even goes into like camera equipment, for example, or like microphones, or just stuff. The stuff that we buy that we're like, yeah, we have the money for this. And maybe we really don't. Because we need to stop buying things. We need to start saving. You know, it's like getting that one more pair of black joggers because I'm like, oh, these are really nice. I really need these. But you know what? I already have 3 pair. Why do I need one more pair? I have 3 pair. I just maybe wash them more often. Or, yeah, you know, and recently I talked about getting ready for spring. I was like, I'm going to be going away to Disney, and I haven't been to Disney in like ages. I mean, so long. My family's never been there. So we talk about spending money. That's on my mind. That is money. Thinking about that really blew my mind how expensive it was. But one of the reasons we got a trailer was to try to make the hotel, not have to pay for 2 hotel rooms, make that stay cheaper, but everything else is still expensive. So that's like a whole nother can of worms, and probably why money is on my mind, because I need to pay for that. We planned the trip a year ago. But coming back to where I was is like, I'm like, oh, I need some new sneakers because I'm going to be walking throughout the park. Like, I want to get some new sneakers that match, some of my color palettes like a little better now that I got new clothes. And then it's like, do I really need new sneakers? No, I have other sneakers that would be just as comfortable. Actually, the same brand, Love Hoka's. They would be comfortable. I could wear them, be fine. Would they match? Maybe, whatever. No, weren't exactly what I wanted, but they would work. I need to get to the frame of mind where it's like, I'm not going to spend more money because I have something that works. You know those people that like you call cheap? They're really frugal. Some of those people, really smart. I mean, I think there's a point where you're being too frugal, but just being able to look at your closet, for example, and say, I have everything I need. Nothing has holes in it. All this stuff functions well for me. I do not need to go buy a new sweatshirt in this other color because I have 10 sweatshirts that I wear regularly that work great for me right now. And I'm not going to buy anything until I get a hole in one of them, or, really like they're tattered and clearly need clothes. But we live in a society where it's all about consumption, right? That's the issue behind this. It's this consumption, and we all get caught up in it. All of us. Well, I'm sorry, not all of us. A lot of us. That was really wrong. It is not all of us. A lot of us get caught up in that. Because again, for those of you that do not, I admire you. I am inspired by you, and I want to become you because you have a grasp of your financials. You have power over your financials. I really want to be in that place. Don't want to feel caught up in consumption. And I'm not like some other people. Like I see other people around me, parents of other kids and stuff. And like, I'm not a crazy consumer, but there's definitely things I've purchased that I don't need to purchase. I need to put off. I don't need that instant gratification. I don't need the new pair of sneakers. I mean, let's face it, a new pair of Hoka's is like $150, $175. And if you don't need that, why are you buying that? So this video is for myself. Really, it's like therapeutic, but also a conversation with any of you out there that are struggling with this, to know that you are not alone. And there are likely a lot of us struggling with these things. And as finances get tighter and tighter, I don't know about you, but our grocery bill is ridiculous. And I've been saying that for years, and it still keeps going up. I mean, this whole egg thing is just insane. So the video just cut off on me, and I didn't realize I probably talked for another 20 minutes and realized that this camera actually stops. It only records 15 minutes. So it stopped me at eggs, and I said a lot of other great stuff. But what I was saying is talking about the grocery bills and just talking how things have like gone up in price. And it's out of control. It's really out of control how much things have gone up, the cost of things, the cost of financing things, the cost of mortgages, the cost of financing a car. I don't know how people are going to keep up with all of this. It's just absolutely insane. But let's get back to my relationship with money, because I really do want to change it. I really do. And I believe there are probably other people out there like me in this same position. I don't want it to be in control of my life anymore. I want to be in control. And 5 years from now, I want to come back and I want to be able to say that I changed my relationship with money. My finances are in order. I am out of debt. I'll always have some debt, right? Probably my mortgage, my car. I expect that. But all the other stuff done. And that things have really changed. That I was able to overcome any issues I had with controlling my finances, and I changed my relationship with money, and I am in control. I want to come back in 5 years and be able to say that. And I want you to be able to do the same. And so I was thinking maybe I'll do some updates. Maybe in 6 months, come back, say what's working, what's not working. Maybe that'll help you. Just the accountability, the camaraderie, the partnership, the conversation. Maybe that will help you achieve this for yourself if this is something that you've been struggling with too, and something that you want as well. Because I just think about how amazing it would feel to lift that burden, to lift that feeling, for it to not be there. That would be amazing. It would be amazing. And I believe we can do it. Other people have done it. I believe we can do it. I can do it. You can do it. I mean, we're chasing our some days, right? We're chasing our some days. We want those some days to be today. And that's when I always say, oh, someday I'll be out of debt. Someday, I'll be able to pay for this. Someday I'll be able to pay for that. No, I need to just take control and envision what it's going to feel like to be able to pay for the things I want to, like the home improvements that we need, some of the bigger ticket items that feel like they're so far out there. I want to get rid of all this like little debt, stop spending money on the things that I don't really need in the now, take that money, save it, get my savings in order, pay for those bigger ticket items, and just feel like I'm in control, not go to sleep at night worried about the money that is controlling me, that is in my thoughts, that is sucking my energy, that feels like it is running my life, right? Making that money so I can pay off this bill or that bill, or I want to be done with that. I want to be done with that. And I can do it. I know I can do it. I believe I can do it. We're going to do it. We're going to do it. Instead of chasing this someday, we are going to make it happen. If you watched this far, hit that subscribe button. Come back. Come back. Let me know where you're at, how you're doing with that relationship. Whew, it's heavy. It is heavy. Life can be heavy at sometimes. That's why I'm talking about it. That's why I'm here. So, I'll talk to you again soon.